Welcome. My name is Nicole, and we have a lovely restorative practice plan today. And if you're not familiar with restorative yoga, let me tell you, it has a lot of props. So let me just show you what we have here, and then you can go gather your supplies. But the practice itself is really held and supported, and it should feel really relaxing, as well as numerous health benefits. So I just have like a regular pillow. There'll be a pose where you might want something between the knees for comfort, or as well as at some point we'll be like in a child's pose, and so maybe you want one for the crook of your knee, if that makes it more comfortable for you. So a pillow, don't mind my wandering around here. I also recommend an eye pillow for when we can have it across our eyes. It just adds an extra nice element. So if you have one of those, a regular blanket just to throw over you in case you get chilly. I do have some blocks out. I don't know if we'll necessarily use them. We're all different body shapes and stuff, so sometimes maybe you'd prefer that between your knee or to rest your hands on. It's just out. This chair isn't normally here. We're gonna do a final relaxation pose with our legs up the chair. So if you have a chair, or you could scoot against a couch. You could even do legs up the wall. I have a bolster, and as well as like a longer blanket that I have rolled up. You can use towels, really anything. So go ahead and grab the things that you need for your practice, and we'll get started here. So I'm going to be using this practice is sort of based on a lower back healing practice from Judith Lasater, who is the expert in the restorative yoga. So normally when I have done these practices, we've held the poses a very long time, 10-15 minutes. These first few ones we're not going to hold nearly as long, a minute to 4 minutes, and then as we go along, and then we'll hold them a little bit longer, with our final one being the longest one that we'll hold for 15 minutes. So just to prepare you a little bit to know what to expect. So the first one we're going to do is to counteract all of our sitting and computer that's forward. So we're going to do a simple supported back bend. So if you have a bolster or heavy duty pillow type, you can bring it to about near the front of your mat. And we're going to come and bring our bum to the middle of the bolster. And go ahead and bring your hands behind you and just slowly start to lean back over the bolster. And depending on the size of your torso, you may need some things to help your shoulders reach all the way over here. And you may need higher, so if you have a really long torso. So try to figure out what's going to be the most comfortable for you. And you have your shoulders above, by your side, wherever is going to feel comfortable. Just take a moment and breathe. That you have your knees knocked in or apart. Experiment a little until you feel like you found that place, and then take some deep breaths in through the nose and out the nose. And if you're still not comfortable, maybe coming up higher or shifting lower off the bolster. And then the one last option that I have is bringing a block behind in the middle, sitting up on the block, and then leaning back over from there. Nice and gently. So find your option, and I will begin the time now. So that's the other thing, just take your time getting into these transitions. There's no rush. It's all okay. And just focus on just kind of dropping out and breathing, feeling into the sensations that arise in your body, and letting them go. Nothing to judge. If you have your eye pillow, make sure you're still comfortable, and you can always adjust. Just go about it in a nice, calm way. And always, too, if it's not working for you, you can roll to one side and just rest. If you have an eye pillow covering your eyes, go ahead and remove it. Take a deep breath in, buttering the eyes open. We're going to gently start to roll to the right side, coming out very easy, and then go ahead and push yourself back to a seated position. Lovely. All right, our next pose is set up fairly similar, but you may want the pillow here or the block for between your knees, so you could have those ready. And for this one, I'm gonna bring this in a little bit closer here. We're actually gonna sit up onto the bolster. So sit in the middle. And then we can take our hands behind. And we're gonna start to come down. So you may need to shift your booty more towards the front of the bolster as you come down. And depending again on your torso length, you may need blankets or different adjusting. You want the lower rib to be supported. Okay. Once you've found a fairly decent position, lift your hips up, shift them towards the edge of the left side of the bolster, and then walk your feet to match your hips. Now, slowly bring your hips in towards your chest, and this is where you may want a pillow or the block between the knees, and you can extend your left arm to the left and then slowly start to draw your knees to the right. So we're doing this twist here. And if you can keep the knees together, that's fine. And your hip can come up, your shoulder, if it wants to come up, that's okay. Don't force anything, just try to enjoy the twist. And just spend the next minute breathing. Great. When you're ready, slowly, gently inhale the knees back up. You can always have the feet on the floor too. Pause, shift your hips to the center for a moment. And then we're going to lift them and shift the hips to the right side of the mat. Now move your feet over to be aligned with your hips now. Draw your knees into your chest. Extend that right hand and begin to turn the legs to the left. And maybe resting them on the block. And do that on the other side, but I think this is a nice addition. And just spend the next minute breathing. When you're ready, take a deep breath in and begin to bring your knees back up and dropping the feet, shifting the hips to center. Take a deep breath in and out. Do you notice any differences between the two sides? If so, that's very common. And begin to roll to the right side. Using your hands, staying calm, pressing back to a seated position. Lovely. All right, next we are going to do a supported wide-legged forward fold. So we want blankets, bolster, and it'd be a good place for a block here too, or two maybe even. So, depending on you, go ahead and come into our wide-legged position. The toes are pointing up. Just take a moment, get tall, and then support yourself with as much as you need to come up to completely relax. You don't really want to feel any strain here, so hence the highness of but I feel tight usually coming into this anyway, so I definitely want to stay higher up to relax. And even maybe another pillow would be good. So just relax here. We'll be here a couple minutes. And if you turn your head one way, I'll let you know halfway through so you can turn it the other way. That's about halfway. If you have your head turned one way, go ahead and turn it the other way now. Go ahead and deepen your breath. And begin to very slowly start to come out. Next, we have 2 more poses left. We're going to do a supported child's pose. To come out though, lean back, hands under knees, gently, gently. And come around. Okay, and so for the child's pose, take your bolster and have it be out long and come in between your thighs. And then here too is if you want to have something between your knees here, so it's not so compressed, so you have more space. Then do that too. Or if the top of your feet are sensitive, or maybe you just want extra cushioning for your knees. So the final pose, child's pose, is knees wide, and your head's going to be resting down. And the same thing, you can go a little side to side, and I'll let you know halfway so you can switch, or face down, whatever you prefer. So just try to do whatever you do for your body so that you can be comfortable here for about 10 minutes. And then from here, we'll move into our last final resting pose with the legs up the chair. And just when you're here, just keep breathing and focusing on when sensations arise in the body, to breathe into them and let them go, and really just see if you can relax deeper and deeper. All right, well, when you're ready, go ahead and we will come into the pose. So that's about halfway. If you have your head turned one way, suggest rotating and turning it the other way. Take some deep breaths. Very gently start to come out. Bringing the knees in together. Shifting off to one side. And bringing the legs around. Beautiful. Let us set up for our final pose with the legs up the chair here. So I'm just gonna bring this blanket over. You can set yourself up however you'd like. Pretty, not a whole lot here to do. Just try to have the knee, the thighs and shins at a 90. So you can lay all the way back. Maybe you want a little cushion for your neck, or a great place for your eye pillow. Just keep setting yourself up. I'm just grabbing my little timer here. And in our final pose, the focus here will be on acknowledging all the places where your back is touching the earth. Seeing if, as we lay here, we can relax the back more, have it drop further down into the earth. Release the tension in the shoulders, the neck and the jaw, the palms fall open. Maybe cover yourself if you're chilly. Just let go, and I'll guide you out in about 10 minutes. If you're ready, take a deep breath in and down. Maybe flutter the eyes open and wiggle the fingers and the toes. A sigh if it feels right. Just slowly make your way off the chair and on your side, pausing. And then coming back to a seated position. Thank you for practicing this restorative practice with me. I hope that you feel more rejuvenated. Namaste.